Yes, yes, Ross Knowledge back in the building with Sam fam. Here we go again. Travel abroad whilst bored. Cover art quick. Yeah, I need to get a better routine with that. I need to do it before. Anyway, this is going to be quite a good video, I think. It's about accepting boredom, something I'm working on a lot at the moment. Today's world, we live in a time, place, whereabouts we have to, if we're waiting in the queue, automatically pull our phone out of our pocket because we don't want to sit alone with our thoughts. We'd rather just stay entertained. But if we go back in time, I haven't got my watch on today. We can realize that cavemen, they didn't have this option, did they? The only option they had to deal with boredom is discover and figure out new ways of surviving. But because we've had so much growth in the world, we've managed to figure out this problem with boredom, and rather than try and survive, we can just stay entertained whenever we want. There was a study where two people were in a room, right? And then there was a buzzer. It was trying to see, would people rather stay in a room with their thoughts or press a buzzer and cause themselves pain. And it was around 70%. I think it was men or women. It was trying to figure out if men would be more inclined to press the buzzer rather than the women. And the women were on a much lower percent and the men were on a much higher percent. Which also gives you theory that men don't tend to live as long as women because 70% is obviously a lot higher. So yeah, they would rather press the buzzer and cause themselves pain than sit alone with their thoughts. So rather than pulling out your phone, I'm trying to just be like, look, all right, I'm having a time now where I'm a bit bored. I can either figure out where I want to go a bit more in life by just sitting here thinking, or get out my phone, distract the thoughts, and try and keep my brain more occupied in a more comforting manner. I've noticed by doing this more, I'm managing to be a lot more productive because it's creating that extra space in my head to allow more creative thoughts to come in to figure out certain problems. It's similar to the no dopamine thing. So there's a lot of people I noticed online working that are doing self improvement, that are doing the removing cheap dopamine. So this would be going to food, gaming, alcohol, any sort of substances that's giving you cheap hits of dopamine. Come on. So yeah, it's kind of like normalized nowadays to be, if you're bored, to go on your phone. And I'm at a point where if I'm at a bored stage and I'm maybe out in the shopping or I could be in a queue, if I don't pull out my phone, I feel like everyone's just looking at me like, "What are you doing? Why don't you keep yourself entertained?" It sort of gets normalized to look like you're weirdo pretty much by just not sitting there with your thoughts. But little do they know, I'm actually figuring some stuff out left, right, and center. But yeah, it's just people just, well, for me, I'm just afraid to be bored sometimes. I'd rather just try and keep myself occupied. But the more I'm doing this as well, I'm realizing, look, if you're not trying to entertain yourself, it just makes my brain start shutting down because I get tired a lot more quicker. So it's either carry on being productive, doing the things you need to do, or fall asleep and mess up your whole sleep pattern. So I have to keep doing what I need to do pretty much in order to stay awake, rather than, yeah, you get the gist. But I'm only slowly getting into this. I'm just seeing how it goes. I might carry on doing it, I might not, but it's definitely helping me achieve a lot more than I would be if I wasn't doing it. I've actually changed my phone. So on my phone, you can have all these bright colors and stuff, but now I've just got grayscale, so it makes it seem like it's more boring to be on my phone. Because it's actually crazy how much less entertaining it is to go on your phone without any colors on. But I do think it's working. It just reminds me of ancient times when they've got the old screen TVs and all they had was black and white. Like, there's no way I'll be watching any of those programs because it's in that color and because it's olden times. But yeah, by doing this, it's helping me train for better habits, and yeah, just getting more done, I think.